Hi viewers, welcome back. Now in this video, I would like to share with you what are those functions which can return multiple match results. For example, I have this department and here if I select a department name, so here I want to list down a name. So if it is only one, so it can be done with VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP. But for example, in this A department, there are three people in this A department. If I select a department, so it gives me all those names which are from that department. So in this video, I am going to tell you how we can apply formulas to return multiple match results, not only one result. So in this video tutorial, first I will tell you about how to do this with filter formula. But filter is mostly not available in some of the Office version, that is available only in 365. So then if you don't have filter formula option, so then the index and aggregate are text join. So I will do this with three different functions and will explain it, and then the relevant you can choose and pick. If we try with index and match, for example, is equal to index. Now for index array, what is the array? What am I searching for? I am searching for name against department. So this is the name column. I selected. Okay. Now it asks me for the row num, in which row I should see. So I will use match formula as I did in the previous video. If you haven't watched that, so you can see the link in the description. So I will use their match function for the row number, and I will say match lookup value this department, and after comma I will range the department and will close the bracket. So here if you see, when I select a department, it gives me this name, and yes, this man is from this department, but there is another person and this one also from this same department. These two are also from this A department. So what about that? How it can give me information about that? It's giving me only one person. Now I need multiple results. If I select a department, so all those should be selected here. Now let's see this filter. If I use filter, array. What is the array? So what am I searching for? For names. I will select name. Now it says include. What should I include? And for include, if I say this equal to this and enter. So here you see it's giving me against the department these three names, because in this A department there are these three names, and yes, it gives me with filter also, but filter is most of the time not working in some Excel versions. If I select B, so it gives me these three names. B, this is the B, so 1 2 and 3, and I have these three names here. If I select C, so it gives me four names, because in the four department there are four names. So I can use this filter formula easily. But in some versions it doesn't work. Now the other options I have is to use index and aggregate or text join formulas also. These two formula also you can use. We have done it with filter. So filter have given us the multiple results, and now if I need and this filter can even give you, for example, here I have selected only name. So if I include these ranges also, so and press enter, so it would give me these two information also. If I need here that when I select a department so I should get a name, then the sales, and then the profit, all these three columns. So I can do this with filter, but in some version it doesn't work. So we can do this with, and that is to use the index and aggregate function. First I will use the index. What is my array? What am I searching for names? So I will select the name column. Then for row num, I will just add here one for the time being. Now let's see this aggregate function. that how this aggregate will give me all these numbers for different people. So this aggregate function is very excellent function, and I have done another video also on this for the auto serial number. If you haven't watched that, so the link is in the description. So here you see if I want the aggregate formula to be used. So first I see all these different options: average, count, a maximum, minimum, etc. Here I would need small 15. Now when I select 15, this is the function num, and here I will add a comma. Now the next argument that it asking me, it's ignore subtotals, ignore hidden rows, and there are different options. Here I want to ignore hidden rows, error values, nested subtotal, and aggregate function. 3. Now you will see why I selected this 3. After that, I will use a comma. Now it asks me for array. Now the array is, I am searching for what? I am searching for departments. These department, and against that I need the relevant names. So I will select this department column and will apply here the dollar sign to lock this range. So it is locked. That is my array, and now that should be equal to this department, and close the bracket. In my previous video, I have shared that when you want to check your formula whether it's going in the correct direction or not, so you can use F9. I have selected the relevant range, and I will select F9 to see what it's give. Now let's see. It says false, true, false, false, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. I have selected B. So in this column B, first one is false because that is A. The next one is B, so that is true. So it's actually giving me the correct number, that yes, false and true. So wherever you see true, it means that that is the column that I have selected here. Now all these true false, before I used a number formula, and for Excel false is equal to 0 and true is equal to 1. Now I need a function to convert these true false to a number. So for that I can do one trick. I will close this formula in a bracket, and then I will select this range only and will divide it on the same range. Why? You will see. Let's select both these ranges now and see with F9. Now here you see when I pressed F9, this is error, this is 1. Why? Because I have selected B and the next one is B, so 1 divided by 1, 1. And the false is 0, so 0 divided by 0 is error. So now I got these numbers. But every number is 1, and I need these numbers 1, 2, 3, because here you see in the B department this one is 1, so then we have this one and then we have this one, so it should give me 1, 2, 3 type numbers. Let me press Ctrl Z now. So we need here to change those 1 to the positions of those names which are relevant to that department. So now here I need to use the row function. So I will use sign up multiplication, small bracket, row function, ROW, row, small bracket. Now what is the reference of the row? That this department. I will select this whole range, will apply F4, and then I will close it. But here if you see, I want that this should be row number 1, but this is not row number 1. I will deduct the header so that it's consider this row as row number 1. So I will use negative sign, then small bracket, row, and here the reference is this one, that you should deduct this first row from the numbers, because it will say 1 2 3. I want this 1 2 3, so I will deduct that in small bracket, close. First I will log this range and I will use another bracket so that this whole area is in one bracket. And now let's see with F9. So now you see here at this is error, then we have 2 because you see this B, we have selected here B. So this B is at row number 2. Then there are errors because 0 is divided by 0, 0. Then 5, we have a digit 5. Before we had 1, 1, 1. Now we have 2, 5 and 8 digit. So 2, 5 and 8. So all these our numbers have been converted into the ABCD, converted into the sequence of numbers. So now here at the end when I use comma, so it asks for this K, the number. So let's try with 1 first. Close the bracket. In the last I just added 1. I will explain this. 2. Here I get 2 because this is at row number 2. But if I drag it below, so again I see the same. So here I want that in the first this is 1, so then it should be 2 and then 3 and go on like that. So here I can use rows formula. Just after these brackets, comma, rows, small bracket. Now here my name would be appearing here, so I will select this first cell. And then after semicolon I will select again the same cell, and the first range I will lock the first range so that when it goes down, so it should be calculating the rows and multiplying that with that similar. So the last one should not be locked because when I go down, so this should be coming down to calculate the rows. So now close the bracket and enter. Now let's see. For example, if this formula is here, okay, now you see here it shows me that from this B department, you have a person at row number 2, 5 and 8. You see 2, 5 and 8. So it giving me the same information now. But when I drag, I will have to drag it below so that if there are some others, so that should also be available. This database will be extending. So for that, if I don't have any other person in that B department, then I will see all these errors, these num errors. So as I shared with you in the previous video, you can get rid of this with F error. So don't worry about this num error because in this department there are only 3 people and then we have no one. So that's why it's using it like that. But we will use F error. First let's copy this whole formula from here, and I developed this whole formula for this row number. I developed all this formula. So I will remove this now and will use this whole formula for this row num and enter. Now I get here, so I do not need now this one. So I get here the first name. Now if I drag it below, so you will see, these 3 names are from the B department. And yes, we haven't logged this range, so we should log this range also, the first one. So here to get rid of these errors, we can use F error formula in the start. If error small bracket and then at the end comma, and then if there is error, so what it shows, it should show nothing, so use inverted commas and close it. Now if I drag it, so you see there is, if there would be a person from this department, so that would be visible, otherwise nothing will be visible here. Now for example, if I change this person also to the B department, this one B, so now we have 4 names. Now what is this text join? You can do this with text join also, but that is text join is I think only available in Office 365. I don't know if that would be available to you. If that is available, so then you would have the filter formula also, which I described in the start, and that is the most easiest one. But if you don't have, so text join is also a formula that can be used. For example, here text join small bracket delimiter what do you want your text to be separated. So just use here this comma. After that, true false, ignore empty cell, or false include empty cell. So obviously we would need to ignore empty cell. We do not want the empty cells, we just want those cells which are relevant. Double click. Now text 1, text 2, text 3, which text do you want? So for that I will use the if formula, that which text I want. So I will use if small bracket, this is equal to, if this is equal to this, so value if true, I should get these names, and value if false, I should get blank rows, nothing. Sorry, comma, small bracket close and enter. So here now you see we have this name, this name, this name, and this name. These four names are given in one cell. So if you want them in one cell, that if I select a specific department, so I should get all the names of that department in one cell. So you can use this text join formula. Now, if you want a space between these names, so here we have used a comma. So in these inverted commas, I will use a space also and enter. So now we have a space also between these names. So you can use this text join. So basically you can do this with the first one that I did, filter, or you can do it with this formula, or you can do it with text join also. So we used filter, index and aggregate, and text join formula. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. If you want to learn Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Access, MS Word and Mail merge, then other tricks of the Microsoft Excel and other softwares, other learning tips, how to prepare yourself for interviews, these other playlist of learning online data collection, KOBO, MS Form, Google Form for collecting online data, data analytic, project management series. There is a playlist for msexcel beginners also, Windows, and all these playlists, single playlists are also available. So you can benefit from all these sessions which are free of cost, and you just open it and watch them and learn and improve your productivity. There are these beautifully designed PowerPoint presentations, how to make these PowerPoint presentation, and every video has a detailed step-by-step tutorial. So visit my channel, subscribe, like and share, and comment. Comment is very important for me, because if you comment a video, so I can improve these videos more. Whatever question you have, so you can ask, and this will be good for the channel also, and learn and improve your product. Thank you.